Hello, I am Roshni Patel from the Electrical Engineering Department of Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Today we are going to learn the subject Effective Technical Communication for second year semester 3. In this video, today I am going to talk about the barriers to the communication, levels of barriers, and then after importance of interpersonal communication. Barriers to the communication. So here first is what is communication. Communication means transfer the information or message from sender to receiver, but perfect communication takes place when the receiver understands the message exactly in the same way the sender intends. So here barriers means problem or breakdown or distortion. So here the barriers can be defined as the aspects or conditions that interfere with effective exchange of idea or thoughts. So unplanned distortion during the communication resulting in the receiver obtaining a different message than that sent by the sender is referred to as barriers in the communication. It means miscommunication arises between sender and receiver like noise or distortion, that is called barriers. So here show in the figure. Wall is the one type of barrier in the communication between two people. Means anything that disrupt or act as a hurdle in the process of communication, that is called barrier in the communication. Levels of barriers. There are basically three levels of barrier. First one is intrapersonal barrier, second one is interpersonal barrier, and third one is organizational barrier. So let's see the levels of barrier in brief. So first is intrapersonal barrier. Intrapersonal barrier, which stems from a person's attitude, behavior, knowledge, education and personality. All the individuals are unique as we have different personalities, attitudes, values, knowledge, etc. Means we react differently to different situations as our thinking varies like angrily, emotionally, etc. That means different types of people then they can react differently according to their thinking. That is called intrapersonal barriers. Then next is causes of intrapersonal barriers. There are various causes listed below that lead to the intrapersonal barriers. First is wrong assumptions, then after varied perceptions, differing background, wrong inferences, impervious categories, and last one is categorical thinking. So here first is wrong assumptions. Many barriers stems from wrong assumptions. Wrong assumptions are generally made because the sender or the receiver does not have adequate knowledge about each other's background, knowledge, experience, etc. Sometimes speaker does not realize the background education of the receiver. So, to be a good communicator, try to put yourself in the shoes of the receiver. Here one example of doctor and patient. When a doctor tells his patient that he has to take some medicine only shows he is creating a barrier in their communication. Here the doctor has made a wrong assumptions about his patient's level of the knowledge. That is called wrong assumptions. Second one is varied perceptions. Perception means it is the process of interpreting, selecting and organizing of information. Perception's effect on the communication process is all about how the same message can be interpreted differently by different people. So perception depends upon one's past experience, attitude and interest. Let's see one example. Elephant and 6 blind men. Here show in the figure, one big elephant and 6 blind men are there. Six blind men are standing near the different parts of the elephant. One person should be standing near the tail of the elephant, so he is imagining that the tail is the elephant, whereas other person should be standing near the legs of the elephant, so he is imagining that legs is the elephant. So different people perceive the situation in different ways. So perception means that the receivers selectivity see and hear depending upon their needs, motivation, background, experience and other personal characteristics. Next is differing background. Our background plays a very important role in how we interpret the message. People vary in terms of their education, culture, language, environment, age, financial status, etc. For example, a computer company representative would not make much sense to a group of doctors if in his presentation he goes into details of hardware. Means to be a good communicator, speaker should have knowledge about the background of the audience. That is called differing background. Category means not responsive or resistance. We react positively to information only if it is in consonance with our views and attitudes. So conversely, when we receive information that does not conform to our personal views, habits and attitudes, then after impervious category. Impervious category means we react positively to such information which is related to our own views and attitudes. For example, like on television, we would watch the channel or a movie or serial according to our interest. That is called impervious category. Then after categorical thinking, the human beings or people who feel that they know everything are called pansophists. The expression like closed mind refers to thinking tendency of the people that they know everything about the issue and therefore refuse to accept any further information on that topic. This type of thinking can pose a major barrier leading to failure in communication. In such instant, the receiver refuses information because of their know-it-all the attitude. The clue to detect this barrier is the use of words like all, always, everybody, everything, every time and their opposites like none, never, nobody and nothing. That is called categorical thinking. Then after interpersonal barriers. Interpersonal barriers means when two or more than two people exchange inappropriate words, interpersonal barriers occurs. Means intrapersonal barriers stem from an individual's attitude or habits, whereas interpersonal barriers occurs due to inappropriate transaction of words between two or more people. The most common factors of interpersonal barriers are: first is limited vocabulary, then next is mismatch of verbal or non-verbal message, then after emotional outburst, then after communication selectivity, cultural variations, and last one is poor listening skills. So here first is limited vocabulary. If in your speech or writing you are at a loss of words, your communication will be very ineffective. Means during your speech, if you are at loss of words, your communication will be very ineffective and you will leave a very poor impression on your audience. On other hand, if you have a good vocabulary and know how to use it properly, you would be a good communicator. Means if you have a varied and substantial vocabulary, you can create an indelible impression on your listeners. So limited words in any language largely affect the communication. So here guideline to improve our appearance. First is dress according to the occasion. Means like when you are going for an interview, you must wear a formal clothes. Whereas when you are going for party or any function, you should wear a stylish clothes. Then after wear neat and clean clothes. Choose an appropriate hairstyle and wearing clean and polished shoes. So this is the guideline to improve our appearance, or we can say that outlook. Then after next is emotional outburst. Excessive emotional involvement is harmful to communication. Means encoding and decoding of message depends to quite some extent on one's emotional state at a particular time. For example, extreme anger can create such an emotionally charged environment that rational discussion is just not possible. Positive emotions like happiness and excitement also interfere in communication, but to lesser extent than negative feelings. Next is organizational barriers. Organizational barriers means every organizations have its communication techniques and communication climate. Irrespective of its size, all organizations have communication policies. These policies are referred as a protocol. Here, a communication protocol means a system of rules that allow two or more entities of a communication system to transmit information via any kind of variation of a physical quantity. Means the protocol defines the rules, syntax, semantics, synchronization of communication and possible error recovery methods. The complexity and structure of this protocol can cause communication barriers. Then next is main organizational barriers. There are many levels of communication in any organization. Therefore, there are greater chances of message distorted. The first organizational barriers is too many transfer points, then after fear of superiors, negative tendencies, and last one is information overload. First is too many transfer stations or points. Means transfer stations are points at which communication is passed. More the transfer station, more is the likelihood of message being distorted or lost. It means in an organization there are many levels of communication. Therefore, message has to be sent with a use of appropriate channel or links. Otherwise, there is possibility of message distortion. So, for effective communication, we should have less transfer points in organization. Having rigid hierarchy, transfer points are more. To have less transfer points, there should be direct contact between sender and receiver. Then after next is negative tendencies. Negative tendencies can arise due to improper management of groups in an organization. Groups can be formal or informal. There can be conflict of ideas between group members and non-group members. For example, extracurricular activities group in class being opposed by others, but good manager can use these groups for the effective working of the organization. Means in an organization, different groups are formed according to the demand of the task. The people in the group have different attitudes or tendencies as all are coming from the different social backgrounds. Because of it, there can be conflicts among the people. This occurs because negative tendencies of the people. Here next is effective communication. Following are the tips for effective communication. First is create open communication environment. Then after second one is always keep the receiver in mind. Then avoid having too many transfer stations because there is possibility of message distortion. Then after do not communicate when emotionally disturbed. Then be aware of diversity in culture, language, etc. Then after use appropriate non-verbal cues like facial expressions, eye contact, etc. according to the communication. Then select most suitable medium means the receiver understand the message which is sent by the sender. Then after last one is analyze the feedback. So these are the tips for effective communication. Next is importance of interpersonal communication. The effective communication is very helpful in workplace where we need to interact with different types of people. Interpersonal communication is process by which people exchange information through verbal and non-verbal messages. Verbal means communication is in oral and written forms like face-to-face conversation, telephonic conversation, group discussion, video conference, etc. And non-verbal communication means there is a no use of words, means communication happens without using the words, which includes communication with the use of facial expression, gesture, posture, physical appearance, eye contact, etc. Interpersonal communication is important in maintaining good relationship with family, friends, etc. Interpersonal communication skills also includes the listening skill, communication skill, verbal communication, assertiveness, non-verbal communication. So here listening skill means it is not same as a hearing. Listening means paying attention not only to the story but how it is told. Then after use of language and voice. Then after how the other person use his or her body to communicate. Then after second one is communication skill means communication is not just about what is actually said and the language used but how it is said and the non-verbal messages sent through tone of voice, facial expressions, gestures and body language. Then after assertiveness means standing up for your personal rights in expressing thoughts, feelings and beliefs in direct, honest and appropriate ways. Assertiveness is misunderstood as aggressiveness. Being assertiveness means we should also respect the thoughts, feelings and beliefs of the other people. Then after non-verbal communication means interpersonal communication not only involves the explicit meaning of the words but also refers to implicit messages which may be expressed through non-verbal behavior like facial expressions, tone and pitch of voice, gesture displayed through body language and physical distance between communicators. Interpersonal relationships are also important for coaching. So these are the importance of interpersonal communication. Here these are the questions which were asked in previous GTU examination. Thank you.